Okay, council, we're going to resume. Just came out of our special council meeting on planning, and we're now resumed with our regular council meeting of March the 2nd. I will turn to our clerk to do roll call.
Okay, attendance reflects the same as the special meeting and everybody is here.
We have full attendance. Thank you very much. Disclosure of pecuniary interest for this meeting. Is there anyone at this time? Seeing none. Approval of the agenda as printed. Is there anything anybody wanted added? Then I need a mover and a seconder. Councillor Walden, seconded by Councillor Lamport, that we accept the approval agenda as printed. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Delegations 4.1 our fourth quarter water and wastewater operation reports, and Paul is here. Please come and officially introduce yourself for those that are on Zoom. And go ahead when you're ready.
Good evening, I'm Paul Sherba, and I'm the Senior Operations Manager for Blue Water. Tonight, I'm going to be presenting the fourth quarter of the 2025 Blue Water Operations Report for water and wastewater. The three drinking water systems in Blue Water have performed well during 2025. There were no adverse water quality incidents or non-compliance reported to the MECP. All samples and residuals were obtained as required. The drinking water quality management standard is required to be implemented for all municipal drinking water systems in Ontario. The system involves continual improvement whereby the actions items generated from performing annual audits of the system. The last internal audit was completed by Aqua on October 7th, 2026. There were no non-conformances and 5 opportunities for improvement identified. Actions have been generated for these OFIs, and some have been completed and others are in the process of completion. The 2025 external audit, which is to be completed by a third party, was completed on November 14th of 2025 by Intertech. There were no non-conformances identified and 2 opportunities for improvement. The Hensel Zurich distribution system MAC inspection occurred on November 26th of 2025. There were no non-compliances identified and 100% inspection rate was obtained. Some regular maintenance and capital activities that have taken place was routine facility checks, meter reading, equipment inspections, process operations, generator testing, in-house lab analysis, and sample collections were completed as required, with additional notable activities included a new chlorine analyzer installed at Varna Well, Bayfield Tower, and Zurich Reservoir. All chamber inspections were completed and hydrant flushing was completed. This concludes my water report. If you have any questions before I move on to wastewater, I'd be happy to answer.
And you go ahead, Councillor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. How are you, Paul?
Good, you?
Good, bud. When I read through, I know we had a couple of breakdowns in Varna. Were they in the reports that it say that they were broken down? I didn't see it. Maybe I wasn't reading it properly.
So we did have we did do some work in Varna this year.
We had a breakdown that I reported in the middle of the night that happened. I didn't see it in the reports, and maybe I didn't read the reports properly.
Was it for the leak?
It was a leak. A bunch of work had to be done. It was shut down. We had to call tech in about 11 o'clock at night, and they did come and fix it right away. But I didn't see that in the report. So where did I miss that? Or
I'll double check when the date was.
I think it was in November, maybe November, December.
Yeah.
I think Kevin came in.
Okay.
Yeah, but we had it broken down. I got a response back from Dave Kester's department. What had to be fixed? There was a break inside the pump house, and it was repaired. But I didn't see it when I was reading the reports. But I may not have read them properly. Like there's a lot of information there, so I'm not saying that it's not there. But I would like to know about that.
Okay, yeah, I'll double check on that.
Thank you.
Okay, no, we're here for. Okay, any other questions on? Sorry, go ahead.
Through your worship, Dave Kester is virtual this evening, but he did suggest if council has any questions about the drinking water systems, water system annual and summary reports, you may want to ask the question while we have Paul in attendance, if there are any questions.
Okay, go ahead.
And if I may, through you to Mr. Kester, Dave, I can see you there. I did get a response from James on the repair that had to be done at Varna. And I think that was in November. I don't have the date in front of me, but he did get a response from your department when it was repaired and followed up. Would you have information on that?
At this time, no. The one record that I do have where you and I had communicated was January 17th. I don't have record offhand for the one that you are referring to from late in the year there as to the specific date there. But to the comment that was made by Mr. Sherbin related to that, we'll look into that and make sure. And if it is required, we would definitely will update this quarterly report as well.
Thank you, Dave. It probably was January 17th. I couldn't place in my mind when the date was. It was just the one, and it was done in the middle of the night. I know Kevin came and we spoke with you, and they did respond to it. So perhaps it was in 2026. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, never assume. Okay, they're required to make detailed documentation for water, as we found out once before. So nothing wrong with having a counselor double check at any time on these issues. Okay, is there any other questions with regarding to water? Can we move on? Well, we need to receive this for information. Counselor Groot, Counselor Hessel, seconds. Receive for information. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other reports we need to this time? Okay, Paul, is there any other? Okay, I guess it's. Yeah, that's what I was. Okay, I was wondering. Okay, wastewater, go ahead,
Okay.
Paul.
The Blue Water reservation for the fourth quarter, all lagoon systems were in compliance during the fourth quarter, with the exception of the Bayfield STP, which received a non-compliance in the month of October due to E. coli and total suspended solids exceedances. During the fourth quarter, the Bayfield sewage treatment plant reported a non-compliance as a result of the October geometric mean concentration of E. coli and monthly average total suspended solids exceeding the limits established in the ECA. The exceedance were attributed to low lagoon levels and presence of allergy in the final effluent. During the fourth quarter, the Hensel collection system experienced an overflow at the main SPS, which was attributed to significant precipitation and snow melt event. On December 28th of 2025, the Hensel collection system experienced an overflow which caused by heavy precipitation and snow melt. The overflow occurred at the Hensel Sewage Pumping Station SPS and lasted for 5 hours and 48 minutes. All required regulatory reporting was completed and samples were collected. No adverse environmental impacts were observed. The Bayfield STP is currently at 109% of its rated capacity. The Hensel Lagoon is at 33% of its rated capacity, and the Zurich SAP is currently at 92% of its rated capacity. Some regular maintenance activities have taken place was routine facility checks, equipment inspections, generator testing, in-lab analysis, and sample collections were completed as required. Additional notable activities are included. This concludes my wastewater report. If you have any questions, please go ahead.
Any questions? You mentioned Bayfield at 109. Not today, but if pass it back to Dave. What was a year ago or 2 years ago? As you know, we passed directions and policy to get people to get I&I out of the system. So I find it just kind of wondering if it's showing up when your year-end report, you say 109, was it 115 last year or whatever? I'm curious there on that one where you said the E. coli was high because we had low lagoon water, effluent. We didn't
Correct.
have a lot of water or whatever.
So we do try to empty the lagoons as much as we can at the end of the year, so we don't have to do as much emergency discharge. Being that the lagoon has been sized down for the new plant being built, we have less room in there. So we, as we were low in the lagoon and we didn't have much rainwater at the time, we just have the water quality is not as good.
So partly to do with the construction is what you're
Correct.
saying. Okay. Counselor Groot.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Mayor. One quick question. You'd mentioned that the Zurich Lagoon was running at, I think you said 92%. It sounds a little bit higher than what I remember hearing in the last couple of reports. Is that fairly standard at this time of the year? Or are we seeing a steady increase there for some reason?
Again, it all depends, like, with our snow melt and the rain that we've noticed a big fluctuation in it. All depending on, it's pretty standard at this time of year, but
Yeah, I think Dave, a couple months ago, because we were talking about studies and stuff, and they were referring to Zurich had room for a number of houses, and 92 seemed rather close to the wall. So appreciate that
Yep.
where some of this has to do with. Okay, I need a motion again to accept this report. Deputy Mayor, Councillor Sangster. Is there any further questions at this time? Okay, all those in favor, see the report. Any opposed, motion carries. Dave, do you have any comments at all or anything at this time?
Through you, your worship, no, nothing more. Just as Chandra had or our clerk had mentioned, if there is the report related to the water annual reporting that is also later on the agenda. And if there is anything specifically technical related to that, if it's something that you're seeking information from Aquan, that would be a good opportunity. If not, we can discuss it at the time of the agenda or when it's on the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Councillor, do you have a comment or question?
No, well, which is 6.2.1, but I'm not sure if we can move that ahead while Paul's here.
Oh,
That's basically what Dave's talking about. If you have any questions, then we should talk about it now.
okay, can you wait, Paul, till we get to our agenda?
I sure will, yep.
Okay, thank you, sir. Happy to say no. Thank you. We'll keep moving along here, so we won't, we're at number 5 consent agenda. 5.1 through to 5.15. Is there anything anybody wishes to bring up? Councillor Sangster.
5.7 proposed development leads to address correction.
Okay, is that just for discussion, or do you might have a motion when it's done?
I might have a motion on.
Okay, well then we'll just hang on.
Yep.
Any others on there? Okay, we'll turn back to you, Councillor. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like further clarification on this, and as to why it's not a John Street address and why 3 residents have to change everything.
So through you, Chair, yeah, this is a situation where the 3 addresses on John Street, currently known as 16, 18, and 20, don't really align with addresses around them. So in order for a proposed development that is coming, we need to add an address in which does not fit. Our policies and in line with county EMS and county policies, we address to where the access is. So the proposed development will be access off Center Street and not off John Street. So we're looking to fit in an address there, and with 14 and 16, there's no numbers in between there for us to use.
Follow up.
So these 3 residents, they're gonna have to go and change everything and pay for everything to get changed, including licenses and everything. It's really not fair to them. They're really not happy about this change. And the fact that John Street is all open there. So to me and the residents on Center Street are looking at it at, why isn't it on John Street? Why are you making 3 people change their address from CRA to Service Canada? And it's going to take them probably a year or 2 to do it, because I'm in that process myself. It takes a long time, and they want to know what's the compensation.
Number of questions there. Can you?
So again, through you, Chair, we are just following the policies set for addressing, how we address all our developments. And unfortunately, this is, like I said, it's access off Center Street. So we're just trying to align with those policies. This development, it's possible to be 20 units there. So we want to make sure that we get it addressed correctly, right? To address it off John Street is going to send EMS to the wrong location. And yeah.
And
And
with regard, you did have a question, sorry, another one about costing. I guess I'm not aware, but the treasurer says we don't have a thing,
Yeah.
an envelope of money for that.
Okay.
I don't believe the county does either, but we can check.
that's something they brought up. And also you already have an 18 Center Street, so you're gonna have another 18 Center Street. So depending on the maps that are loaded, that could cause issues in the future. And honestly, there's something that really doesn't make sense to any, like, we should have it on John Street. Center Street does not, like, it doesn't make sense unless you're doing 14 and a half.
So just to clarify, your worship, 18 Center Street will be changing to 28 Center Street.
Yes,
Yeah.
but depending on how the maps are updated, when they're updated, what people are looking at. I have had EMS and I've had to walk out and show them where to go in Zurich because somebody changed their address and they were going to the wrong one and they could not find the person because the addresses were not updated. So for me, this is very serious and it should be 11 John Street South.
We do want to make sure that that is handled. There has been, in my past experience, on a few streets that has happened. And, with regards to our 911 people getting their jobs done. But that still, I think, that's an issue. But as you heard, this is the policy that we're following. It's not our policy. It's a bigger direction than that. And I have empathy. I get it. But we'll make sure, and the staff will make sure that this is being done as fast as possible and that it gets done to the satisfaction. And yes, it's gonna take some time.
So if I just, sorry to interrupt, Councillor Walden, just to clarify, so council's aware, this change is already completed at the county level. It is a county policy. County has already completed this change. This was more of an information for council, so you're aware.
Go ahead.
And I know it's already been asked once, but it doesn't make sense and it's not right that we inflict the cost of this change on residents who have asked for nothing, have done nothing. I don't know what we can do about that, but I would ask you to follow up on that, please, because that's not fair to our residents.
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to the group of council. If you want us to do something, I'd look for direction of councilors. I'm at your mercy. Councillor Whetstone.
Although I understand the cost benefit or issue that was there when 911 came in, we all had to change our addresses then. And we had to pay for them ourselves at that point in time too. So it's the cost of what has to happen when it comes through it. So
May I respond?
Yes.
I accept that, but these people haven't changed anything. Somebody else has changed their address and now they're paying again.
we didn't have a choice when 911 came in. Our address has changed.
I understand. but it's the
Councilors, I
second-
appreciate,
Yes, no.
go through me and you can use me as the whipping person. Okay, very good. Councillor?
And further to that, they've already had to change all of their addresses to the post office, so now you're making them do it a second time. All the post office numbers in Zurich were changed and I'm still getting stuff with my old postal code on it, so.
And that'll be a federal post office issue.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why
that
I'm saying,
wasn't
like, they've
us.
already done it already to them, so.
And not, I hear you. I get the feeling. But,
I got a solution potentially.
okay,
That because it's not our policy, they could lobby for the cost at the county level. It's really got nothing to do with us.
that's a fair. No, and it's not passing the buck. That is where the policy comes from the province. So, in fairness, like so those might be saying, oh, councillors, doing what council sometimes do. No, that is the right.
Yeah, and I
If you
didn't,
wish to do that,
yeah, I didn't realize it was a county policy. I realized thought it was a Blue Water. So it definitely has to go back to the county for something.
if you want to
I'd make
make a note and and get some, and do that. Have them write a letter to the council and we will bring it forward as counselors.
Okay.
Or I will, and I'm sure that's our jobs description. Okay,
Thank you.
all right. And you never know, maybe there is something there. I don't know. Luckily, this doesn't happen too often, although I know it's happened at least twice at Zurich. Okay, but it does happen other places too. Okay, so we don't have any motions. We have a direction there. So is there no other comments on any of the other issues? Then I need a motion to receive the consent agenda for information. Counselor Whetstone, seconded by Counselor Hessel. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're now at 6.1, facilities, OTF capital funding. You have a recommendation here. I'm Counselor Harris, seconded by Counselor Lamport. Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. We're at Public Works, 6.21 drinking water system, the water system annual summary report. And good thing you stuck around. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Okay. Council receives his annual report. Is there any questions at this time? Okay. Sir Walden, seconded by Councillor Groot, that we receive the 2025 annual and summer report. Blue Water Lakeshore Distribution System, Ansel Zurich, and the Barna Drinking System as information. Any questions now that Paul's up there? Okay, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Paul, for being here, and Dave for being on Zoom too. We were covered both ways, but thank you again. Yeah, you too, sir. 6.22, there's the hunting restrictions. As you recall, we had this report come to council, and this is a bylaw. Is there anything anybody wants twigged or changed or clarified? Deputy Mayor moves, Councillor Groot seconds. And this is the bylaw 15. I do want to comment because some may call use. This does cover our roads, but and in the discussion that we had with our manager at the last meeting, as was reported, they're not going to be out there or the OPP seeing someone going across a side road when they're hunting. It just, though if someone does do something really not right, then at least we have the power to take action. And I accept that. And you know, and we will, but just as anybody just gives you a call on that. Councillor Whetstone.
I understand what you're saying. I don't think we should be using this. We shouldn't be saying they're not going to be there, because it sounds like it's okay to do that. I know where you're coming from, but let's you know, at the end of the day, it's like any bylaw. If it's somebody complains, we enforce. It's as simple as that. So.
Thank you. Yes. Okay. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Communities in Bloom Environmental Committee Fishing Line Collection Program. Yes. So move, Councillor. Okay, Councillor Hesser. Councillor Sangster. Any discussion? Clarification? Go ahead, sir.
Just real quick, and I just want to make sure the location on the pier is like, if we could put it over to where some of the light standards are or something like that versus where it is, because I've seen them. I appreciate what they do and I think they're great, but they're a bit of an eyesore at the same time when you're trying to beautify like piers and that kind of thing. So if we put them where there's already a light standard or something beside it, or it's not taking up new areas, if that's available.
Through you, your worship. Yeah, it was our plan to make it obviously discreet, let's say. So such that obviously you're aware that it's there, but not so discreet to such that it's no longer functionally usable, that people aren't even going to see it anyhow. So and obviously wanting to do it in a manner that makes use of existing infrastructure that's there, that avoids us from having to do that as well.
Obviously discreet. That's a new one. Thanks, Dave. I'll use that one. Thanks.
Beat me to it. Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, David. We are at finance, and it's a collection interim costs for the Shapton Drain improvements and the Schroeder branch. It's bylaw 17/2026. Do we have a mover? Counselor Walden, seconded by Counselor Groot. Any further discussion? It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, it's a bylaw 17/2026 to amend the bylaw 31/2025. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Any counselors' announcements this evening? There was no new business on our agenda, so we will keep moving along. We are at number 9, closed session. I need a mover and a seconder to move into closed session. Counselor Harris, seconded by Deputy Mayor. All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. I'll allow a couple of minutes for to see who stays or goes. You have to stay, Counselor Lamport. Just so. You go to. You've been pretty used to some pretty nice stuff. I don't think you'll get there. You're close enough to the ocean now, time to hear the wave.
Hey, Mayor Klopp, we've returned to open session.
Okay, is there anything business arising from our in camera?
Nothing to report out.
Thank you. I've read this time I need a confirmatory bylaw 18-2020. Have my mic on. I apologize to the public. We did move out of in camera. We had a confirmatory bylaw 18 passed and we just moved to adjourn and there was no business arising from our in camera session. Everyone